This video is part of the ADFS Migration Challenges series, and today I'm going to give you a business overview of the migration process and associated business and technical challenges. Currently, most on-premise clients use Lawson Security as security token service, also known as LSSSTS authentication, with their Infor S3 and Landmark applications. In March of 2018, Infor sent a support update announcement which indicated that Infor will stop providing patches and corrections for LSSSTS authentication by March of 2019. In addition, some recent updates, such as Lawson S3 ESP10 released in May of 2018, do not support LSSSTS. So Infor recommends existing clients consider switching to other authentication methods, namely ADFS. Infor currently plans to release one ESP per year. That means in May of 2021, they will probably release ESP12 for LSF10 environment. Since Infor only supports 3 last ESPs, this will mean end of support for ESP9, the last LSF environment service pack that supports LSSSTS. And that means you will probably have to implement ADFS before May of 2021. So why would you want to implement ADFS authentication now instead of waiting for 2 years? Well, there are multiple reasons for that. Many of those are reviewed in detail in other videos in this series. However, I will give you a high-level overview of them. So first of all, some of the Lawson products will require ADFS. One prime example is Mingle 12. ADFS will also provide you better security because your Infor application never gets name and a password. The actual name and a password is only handled by Microsoft application, meaning ADFS itself. You also will have easier account management and maintenance because you can enable disable accounts directly in Windows instead of doing it in Lawson. And ADFS will allow you to implement new functionality. Some of it was difficult to accomplish without ADFS. One example of that is a two-factor authentication, which is seamless in ADFS and is very difficult to implement with LSSSTS. ADFS implementation requires careful planning where multiple factors should be considered. For instance, there are minimum Infor and third-party product requirements that must be met before you implement ADFS. You have to be on a specific minimum LSF ESP and Landmark CU and have the minimum required versions of other products such as LBI and MSCM if you have them implemented. You also need to consider where you install ADFS. Do you want to use the existing corporate ADFS servers, or will you be better served by ADFS server dedicated to Lawson applications, or maybe you want to install ADFS to an existing Lawson server? If you decide to install ADFS and related components on one of the existing Lawson servers, what will it do to the resource utilization on that box? Some of the ADFS components have collocation requirements. For instance, one of the Infor products must be installed on the same Windows box where ADFS is installed. Switching to ADFS will also require you to change some of the identities defined in LSF and Landmark, as well as create new services and associated identities. Your user maintenance procedure will be affected as well. You will need to configure and use new tools specific to the ADFS authentication. You will need to make Lawson users and administrators aware of the new procedures and tools. Finally, you will need to time your upgrade so it will cause minimum disruption to the business processes. If you need assistance with any of the tasks discussed in this video, please contact analysts. Also, please watch other videos in this series. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel to be notified of the new podcasts. This video podcast is brought to you by Analysts, bridging the gap between strategy and IT. Analyst is part of the ACS group. My name is Alex Zehansky.